or rather Vikash Kandola. But one more man stepped in the lobby. Now, the only way the other man is out is if he stepped in the lobby before Vikash did. So, will be interesting because that lobby rule is now abolished. And this is where Naveen Kumar again comes into raid. This time the bonus is active and expect him to look for it. 1 versus 6. He is such a strong exponent of the bonuses. And look at those numbers. A super 10 in every single game.
Their weakest link happens to be the right cover. Right cover is going to be the first target for him. And look at that. Who goes out first?
Yeah, it was the left cover, left corner rather, Vijay. And then This is where they could have had a more sizable lead, perhaps.
Gone. Well, and this is it. Well, Mayur Kadam is the one, is it? Mayur Kadam goes low. He goes low to rise high.
Can we say welcome to Pro Kabbadi?
Welcome to Pro Kabbadi, Mayur Kadam. Your Kadam are perfect today.
Yeah, that's good to see, because he's been a man who's really struggled. And you could think that the confidence is beaten and bruised for Mayur Kadam overall.
Just imagine, Sohail, suddenly he picks up a high five today.
That would be great. We'd love it.
We'll wax a lot of eloquence on you. We'll praise you, sir, because we want to. Give us a reason to.
Yeah, and I think that's something that Bengaluru have had real trouble with, finding a right cover. They just haven't had the answer. And if Mayur Kadam can just give them something, even just a bit of solidity, he doesn't need to pick up a high five, even if he just gives them less errors, that would put smiles on the Bengaluru faces. Just as we said, cut down the errors. That is a huge dive from Aman on the left corner.
And if Mayur Kadam in the right cover position starts to get more disciplined, Aman, who's just made an error, he's got 15 tackle points before the 16, sorry, won today. So his numbers would increase.
100%. Because that left corner, right cover combination, important. Oh!
Super red is it?
Has to be. The big man has arrived. Bharat, this is the man to try and stop. No team has really succeeded this season. And he launches into this contest. They've got a review as well if they need it. But there's some glum faces in the Dabang Delhi camp. Oh, there we go. Super 8. That is Herculean from the big man, Bharat.
And that is the reason we've been saying these things time and again, Sohail and I. Use him for most important opportunities. Imagine if you just used him in the moment when you had 2, when the opponents were down to 2. You would have just closed down that all out there and then. Because Sohail, talk about the height he has it, talk about the momentum he has it, talk about the confidence he has it better than Vikas Kandola, and what about the reach?
100%.
And the power.
Yeah, he is a very complete raider. And look at the spring in his step now. He's bouncing. He is bouncing, and I really hope that they give him a leverage now. Don't curtail that. Let him run free. Even if he makes an error, it's fine, because the tail is up. The wind is in his sails. Let him run free here.
Yeah. Free-flowing can be mind-blowing. Well, if you're mindless, you may not be blowing, but he carries a very good mind on those young shoulders as well. Goes there, touches one, heads back. He never goes back empty-handed, does he?
Yeah, he is a high-quality raider this season. He's picked up a bit of speed. He's gained in strength in that lower body, and therefore the acceleration is there. Look at that. He covers so much ground in a fraction of a second, Bharat. He is enjoying this start already. From just 5 raids, he's got 7 raid points to his name.
All right, Naveen Express has been tackled twice today. And that is good news from their defense. Aman, the moment Aman initiates something, or the moment he throws a kick or a toe touch, well then, well done. He goes other side. Well done, Saurabh Nandal. Don't pick this battle. Even if he goes back empty-handed, it's victory for you.
Exactly. And Paddy, when you see Naveen doing something like that, a different back kick, you know he's troubled. Because normally we don't see that at all from Naveen Kumar.
Because then he's using plan B.
Yep. And in comes the substitution. Sandeep Dhul comes in. Naveen goes off because they needed 2 defenders. Now a super tackle opportunity. Will they stick with Bharat? They do. He's got the long levers.
Talk about Sandeep Dhul. Talk about 264 tackle points in the history of the game. A lot of experience there. Ravi this side. Bharat. Oh, the momentum. He says, I have come here not to go back empty-handed. Sandeep Dhul, you came. You go, I conquer.
Yeah, and just no fuss. This is where, when you've got a defense or 2 or 3, this is the man who just does it without any fuss. There's no chance Ravi could have recovered by then. He just went across, had absolutely no chance whatsoever, Sandeep Dhul. The outreach left hand gets his man.
Now, is it going to be the quickest second all-out given to a team if this happens here? If this happens, that is. Under 14 minutes, Sohail will just go back and revise there. Gone, 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 gone! Oh, that hand was in question for a bit. In the end, the Bulls have got all-out number 2. The first all-out happened 3 minutes ago.
And that is the defending champions that you're talking about. He almost had that hand come through. You could sense that he could sniff the midline. Watch this from Naveen Kumar. He goes across, in comes Neeraj first. Then there you go, the right hand. What a brilliant move from the defense of Bengaluru Bulls to clamp onto the right arm of the Naveen Express. Nothing they could have done. Brilliance from Neeraj Narwal. All out number 2, and now they add to it. Neeraj goes in. I think he's got a 2-point raid. Bengaluru Bulls are running away with this.
Oh, they're driving on the highway in the 6th gear, isn't it? this is the newfound pace for them. They've never been as pacey in the first half ever. Off late, what we've spoken about is their comeback skills.
And Paddy, Dabang Delhi coming in on the back of losses, this will hurt them. Because suddenly, with a full strength side, nothing has changed in their starting 7. No injuries, nothing. Suddenly, the wheels seem to be coming off a little bit on the Naveen Express train and Dabang Delhi's train. Because now, when you pin this man down, 3 tackles on him in the last 5 raids, Delhi seem to have no other answers.
And now we were talking about plan A not being successful for him. Suddenly he goes to plan B. Plan B too didn't work because he went to the right corner. He was had there as well. So he'll come with plan C. So suddenly you're forcing the opponents to try something new, which normally doesn't come to them so easily and naturally.
Yeah, exactly. And look at those points scored in the last 5 minutes. 13 points to the Bengaluru Bulls. That is a huge number.
And that is the best.
2 all-outs.
2 all-outs. And that's the best Sohail we've seen them play in the first half ever. Look at their speed. They were trailing in the first 3-4 minutes by 5 points. And suddenly they come back, boy oh boy, and suddenly Mayur Kadam, well done boy, 1 out of 1 tonight. And that 1 tackle point actually rubbed onto the others as well because that happened on Naveen Express. It was the solidity, it was a solo tackle.
Yeah, it was a good tackle as well. And then you have Saurabh Nandal chipping in with 2 out of 2. Neeraj with that decisive tackle as well. The right corner, Saurabh Nandal, is looking eager for more. It just looks like a more solid defense tonight. Mayur Kadam is clearly staying away from trouble.
And talk about the value of all-rounders. Ekrami comes to you, Mumbai, suddenly the balance is perfect. Talk about Neeraj Narwal here. He's given you 4 raid points, he's given you 1 tackle point.
Monu for Patna last night was scintillating.
Boy. Talk about the balance, and suddenly Mayur Kadam, you're not saying, as you rightly said, Sohail, forget about high fives. You're not even greedy. No one else in the Bulls camp has got a high five this season anyways.
Yeah, just stay out of trouble. Yeah. That's all you need to do, because actually, when you've got Bharat in the raging form that he's in, you don't need to do too much. Vikas Kandola and Bharat will do the job as raiding goes, but you need your defensive unit to just stand strong. Saurabh Nandal, Aman, very steady defense. Neeraj Narwal will throw in a few tackles. Look at the raid points in the last 2 games. Naveen alone, 23. The others all combined, just 17. And that's been the problem for Dabang Delhi KC. Both those matches ended in losses.
Yeah, and today you would say Ashu Malik is not done badly at all, because from the 5 efforts that he's put in today, he's got 5 raid points. So all right, but they tried Manjeet once, that didn't work.
And Paddy, Ashu Malik has to be looked at as a serious raider. I was just saying this before the game on the show as well. Ashu Malik is a great, talent that's come through, and you haven't given him the opportunity. Yes, Manjeet has done a great job, but when he goes quiet, use the assets that you have.
Very well done. Vikas Kandola there. Vikas Kandola, marching back skills. Does he have it? No! The Bulls were celebrating for a bit, but that joy was short-lived. Why? Because the official said no, the raider is out.
And yet again, Paddy, the Vivo Perfect fans would have wanted maybe Bharat to come in. They've got the moves, they've got the skills. Oh, that's a new move. I like that.
And that's a newfound confidence in the first half for the Bengaluru Bulls as well. And that's a deficit normally Delhi doesn't go into in the first half. Do or die. Okay, do or die, sir. We can say this for you. You've been doing fairly well so far. Good that you've been chosen for this one. This is a tough moment. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. 10 seconds and under. Now this is going to be a challenge. The defense is waiting. Off he goes. Hasn't got it so far. Will he go for the bonus? Will they go for it? Oh, he gets it in the 29th second.
Wow. Superb from Ashu Malik. Look at the confidence of this young breed. Mahendra is the scalp, the captain of the Bengaluru Bulls. And in the nick of time, he turns around, he looks desperate. His eyes are on the left corner. He goes after Mahendra. That's brilliant awareness from Ashu Malik. That is an exceptional raid under pressure. And Paddy, this is what I didn't understand. Why was Bharat not utilized earlier? The last 3 or 4 raids came from Neeraj Narwal and Vikas Kandola. Look at how easy it is for Bharat. When you've got a man in form, why not go to him? Keep the accelerator on the opposition. This is where strategy has to play a part.
Absolutely. When you have your opponents on the mat, that is where you have them on the mat. And especially when it's Dabang Delhi. I mean, they should also realize that sometimes winning can be so boring, which it has been for them. Now they'll say, okay, now this is getting too much out of control, guys. And now you're forcing Dabang Delhi to think. You're forcing Naveen to try different things than the usual ones.
And now Bharat looking for an ankle hold. Maybe because he's not being utilized as much as a raider. Thinks, okay, let me try and do something as a defender. Looks for an ankle hold on Naveen Kumar. the best raider now for Bengaluru Bulls, is on the bench. Now Dabang Delhi have an opportunity when the second half resumes to try and reduce the Bengaluru Bulls down. So this is where thought process is. When you've told your raider, you are my out-and-out number one, go express yourself, you would have never seen an ankle hold attempted by Bharat.
And the first thing the coach will be saying to him is, you are strictly prohibited from making any tackle. You assist maybe, you assist.
Absolutely.
Don't initiate, you're not supposed to do that, because suddenly the team is going to face the fury then.
Yep, absolutely. As a result, Naveen Kumar slowly coming back into it. One away from a Super 10. You've got Bharat on 9 as well. And he will need plenty more in the second half to overturn this deficit. At the moment, Bengaluru Bulls are leading by 9 over Dabang Delhi KC at halftime. Dabang Delhi KC trailed by 11 versus UP Yodhas, and they came back to win that. They're only trailed.
ಟಾಕ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬೈ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಬಂದೆ ಟೂರ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಬಂದೆ ಮನೇಲಿ ಇರೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತು ಯಪ್ಪ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇದು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ತಲೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ಬಾಯ್ ಸತೀಶ್
Look at the tackle points, 3 more tackle points, and they've inflicted 2 all-outs, and that's the reason they are joined up very healthily of 9 points at the moment. And that is happening to a team which actually is the table toppers, but they are on a 2-match losing streak, and this man has been sent on the bench twice. But nevertheless, well, What he's done is he's already knocking softly on a Super 10 already.
He's just unstoppable. Even on a rough night, he just gets going and he keeps moving.
Naveen
Kumar, 9 raid points from just
Papa.
12 raids. The trouble for them is that no one else seems to be contributing. Whereas for the Bengaluru Bulls, you've got the big man Bharat, 9 raid points from just 8 raids. Neeraj Narwal with 4 raid points. Vikash with 3. There's contributions at least coming from the rest of the pack. And he's been exceptional yet again. He uses his height to such great effect, Paddy.
Absolutely. He knows what he has and he does the best with what he has. He's got the height, he's got the long limbs, he's got a good mind. He's got great speed as well, but uses the speed only when it matters most. He just doesn't use his running helter-skelter out of fun.
Yeah, and they need a comeback, and they should just look not too far behind, because when they took on the UP Yoddhas earlier, they were trailing by 11, Dabang Delhi KC. They came back to win that encounter. They're only trailing by 9 tonight. This is an opportunity for them, and I'm sure the coach has had a few words to the men at Bengaluru as well to try and stay ahead in this game.
Kabbadi strike pakka gottu. Channel pakka ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಬೇರೆ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು ಅಭಿ. ಆದಿತ್ಯ ಊಟ ಆಯ್ತಾ?
Paddy,
I don't agree.
Yeah, it's a strange one, because when you're leading by this margin, you want to keep your foot on the gas, especially when you've got someone like Bharat there. Second half is underway. You've got Naveen Kumar again. And when you've got someone like Naveen in the opposition, Paddy, you can't afford to slow the pace down, can you?
Well, now they have a blessing of the fact that they're playing with 5, so the bonus is not there. So now they can just stay back until the time Naveen actually doubles them, tries the kick, hasn't got it yet. Now it's okay, but when the raiding unit goes, I mean, you find an opportunity, you bounce.
Yeah, you don't want to
Otherwise, this lead, even if you may not lose it by leaps and bounds, but by step, you lose it.
Yeah, and you don't want to see a team that's ahead by 9, riding on raiding prowess, step off the gas, because you've got someone like Bharat who can come in and really annihilate the opposition, and then you're telling him to play against his natural game. And there's still 20 minutes to go, 19 minutes to go. And they've made a change, Dabang Delhi. They've got Amit Hooda in the right corner. Anil Kumar has come in. Sandeep Dhul has come in. 3 substitutions for Dabang Delhi versus their starting 7.
And that piece of advice, 4 minutes to go, 9-point lead, 10 plus difference 3 times. Comebacks that have been made, 7 plus difference 4 times. So what does that tell you? This sport and this league affords and accords great comebacks. I mean, I know about one thing about those tables. They do turns here, and the lead is going to flip sides every now and then.
Oh, hang on, the point has been given for a line out on Saurabh Nandal.
Screen black ಇದೆ.
Saurabh Nandal
Screen
wants to
black
review
ಇದೆಯಾ?
this. Dabang Delhi have been given the point here, and it's
Video
not
ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ವಾ?
for a touch. It's for Saurabh Nandal stepping into the lobbies, because it was the line umpire that came straight in and picked him off. He wanted to review this Saurabh Nandal. I think they've thought against it now, the Bengaluru Bulls. And Vikas Kandola says, let me head in and raid.
ಅದು video option ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ maybe.
He needs to just lift a little bit. He's got to pick up a bonus for certain if he's looking for it. Amit Hooda hasn't had too much game.
అంతే ఉండేదే అది మీ దగ్గర ఉండేదే కరెక్ట్ చెప్పేది
Rise, but nevertheless, well, what he's done is he's already knocking softly on a Super
bro, ultra legend bro. I ಲೈವ್ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಜೀವ?